This is Chapter 3 of my strange tale, The Wyatt 6 Invade AEW. This is a strange case of Sean. Thank you so much for joining me today in this next chapter. So I'm going to briefly summarize what happened in the other two chapters, but be sure to check out those videos. So in Chapter 1, we obviously saw the debut of the Wyatt 6 in AEW rather than WWE. And in Chapter 2, we saw some more chaos that they inflicted. This included getting MJF suspended, getting in the head of Mercedes Mone, and of course taking out the dangerous Jon Moxley. But along with this, the Wyatt 6 have now put a target on their backs amongst many of the AEW wrestlers. So we shall see what will happen in this next chapter. It is the next Dynamite, and Mercedes Mone is scheduled for a match against Skye Blue. This is a competitive match, with Mone coming out on top after Julia Hart tries to interfere. Mone grabs a microphone. She begins to talk. Nikki, you want chaos? You want to play in the darkness? Fine. But understand this. You picked a fight with someone who doesn't back down, someone who doesn't give up, someone who thrives on proving people wrong. So no more sneak attacks, no more hiding in the shadows. Face me in the ring, one-on-one, and let's see if you can handle the wrath of the CEO. Julia and Skye begin attacking Mone, leaving her battered and unable to get up. A woman's maniacal laughter sounds through the arena. Abby gets into the ring and stares down Julia and Skye. They scurry out of the ring. Abby charges Mone, but she counters it and starts striking her. Nikki overpowers Mone and beats her in the corner some more. She brings her to the middle of the ring and hits her with a fisherman neckbreaker. Nikki leaves the ring and wipes off the announce table. She places Mone onto it. Nikki pulls out a ladder and begins to climb up. She gets to the top, dives off and puts Mone through the table. The crowd is in shock. The lights go out. Abby disappears while Mone cries in pain. Medical personnel comes out to help her. Back from break, the announcers tell the audience that Mercedes Mone has been brought to a local medical facility for her injuries. The feed then cuts out and a silhouette of Uncle Howdy appears. He begins a promo. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round. You've just witnessed a message delivered, a message of pain and consequence, a message someday you must all receive. The crowd boos and Howdy continues. You see, monikers and proclamations are all false senses of reality. You desire reality where others view you on such a high pedestal, at the very least to satisfy your need for a comfortable reality. You see, it takes true strength to live in this reality, an uncomfortable reality, a reality where you have no power, where you are meaningless. The crowd continues to boo and grow uncomfortably silent. He continues. You are all weak, just like many others here in AEW. You saw a CEO get conquered. You saw your champion cast out into exile. Howdy laughs. You'll soon see a club compromised and crushed. We only want to help you. We want you to see your place in this reality. It's with me. It's with us. The Wyatt 6 walk up from behind Howdy. He continues, our strength is in our sickness. Don't fight it. Just prepare for it. Howdy blows out the lantern and the screen turns static. On that week's Collision, the show begins with the Blackpool Combat Club consisting of Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Yuta making their way to the ring. Jon Moxley is absent. They are extremely agitated. Bryan begins. The Wyatt Six have been running rampant, spreading fear and chaos everywhere they go. They're targeting big-time players in AEW, including the Blackpool Combat Club. You see, Jon has not been cleared to be here tonight. The crowd boos. He continues, I know how you feel. Our club is a bond like brothers. These chumps are just a group trying to pour fear into our hearts. But I need to talk to someone, and I hope you can hear me. The crowd is quiet and confused. Bray, Wyndham, you are truly missed by your friends, your family, and me. We love you. The crowd cheers and thank you Bray chants sound. I don't understand what your brother and his goons' issues are, but they need to be put in their place, and I'm going to lead that charge. Taylor Rotunda comes out with a microphone. He begins to talk. Hi Bryan, with all due respect, you will keep my brother's name out of your mouth, if you know what's good for you. The crowd boos, and Taylor grows angry. What drives people to do the things they do is something that I'll never understand, and I hope Jon recovers soon. But that's a part of reality, not understanding things. He pauses. I looked up to my brother. We were meant for so much more in this life. You don't understand this pain I've been forced to face. It's a sickness, eating away at me. Day by day, I'm losing me. The Blackpool Combat Club looks confused. Bryan responds, what sort of game are you playing? Last time I checked, I am a professional wrestler, you are a professional wrestler. I am standing in a wrestling ring. That's what we do here, we wrestle. So how about tonight? Bryan lays down the challenge to Taylor, and the crowd chants yes. Taylor pauses and responds, you've got it. The main event of Collision is Bryan Danielson versus Taylor Rotunda. Bryan begins being the aggressor early on, getting a couple near falls. Taylor gains the upper hand as Bryan almost drop kicks the referee. Taylor begins working methodically on Bryan's limbs. It turns into a competitive match that goes through a couple commercial breaks. Taylor goes for a superplex, but he's knocked down by Bryan. He hits Taylor with a dropkick and begins making a comeback. He gets Taylor in the label lock. He's about to tap out when the lights flicker on and off. Taylor begins to laugh maniacally. Claudio and Yuta make their way to the stage. Taylor breaks out of the submission. He charges at Bryan, but Bryan uses momentum to overhead belly-to-belly suplex him into the corner. Bryan goes to the opposite corner to charge up for a running knee. A creature-like scream sounds through the arena. The lights go out. The lights come back on to show Mercy and Huskus beating up Bryan. Claudio runs into the ring to help Bryan. The commentators applaud the counterattack. They keep asking where Yuta is. Another creepy sound plays and the lights go out. The light shines back in the ring to show Bryan and Claudio alone. The Titantron shows Abby staring down the camera. She looks to her right, and the camera pans to show Uncle Howdy, who is smiling. He looks over to his right to show Rowan, the rabbit, choking Yuta with his hammer, who is struggling to break free. The camera pans out to show all three. Howdy begins to talk. We told you the cleansing has begun, but you ignored it. We told you to prepare, but you didn't listen to it. Some did, and they are with me now. Yuta loses consciousness and collapses. Howdy laughs and continues. See, they are cleansed. See, they are sick. To achieve this, they embraced the sickness inside them. That's how we live. How we are able to be free. And you can be too. They saw the truth of reality that we are living in, and they did what needed to be done, just as what needs to be done with your friend here. Rowan raises his hammer, preparing to strike Yuta, when the feed abruptly cuts out. The AEW Collision bug appears on the screen to end the show, and you hear Howdy say, "There you are." Social media is ablaze, wondering if the Wyatt Six eliminated Yuta for good, or something worse has happened. The Blackpool Combat Club and fans are uneasy and anxious to learn an update on Yuta and what's next for the Wyatt Six. And that is the end of Chapter 3 for the Wyatt Six invading AEW. Stay tuned for Chapter 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, check out the previous chapters. Thank you so much for all the support. Stay strange, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.